My lawyer thought it was the EFCC, but it was not. Subsequently, we found out that it was the ICPC that procured the DSS to abduct me and then hand over to them. And this is a modus operandi of the ICPC that increasingly has become a personal tool of Nuhu Ribadu. Nuhu made the call and made the order that I must be in custody yesterday.
How do you know he made the call?
He made the call because we listened to their calls. The government thinks that they're the only ones that listen to calls, but we also have our ways. He made the call, he gave the order. And
so you tapped his phone calls, did you?
Someone tapped his phone and told me.
Because that technically is illegal.
I know, but the government does it all the time. They listen to our calls all the time without a court order. But someone tapped his phone and told us that he gave the order. So,
is it even possible that El-Rufai or an individual can tap another's call? That is what we're about to teach in this segment. Can you imagine El-Rufai to tap the call of National Security Advisor? Check that now, check it now. Does this seem possible? Can I tap the call of National Security Advisor? Can I tap anybody else's call? In this segment, we are going to understand that clearly. Let's reason together. After this particular video, you will understand how this thing goes. We are hearing that former Kaduna governor, Nasir El-Rufai, allegedly intercepted a phone conversation involving the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu. The Department of State Services has now filed charges. But the big question is this: how can one individual tap such a powerful official's call or phone call whatsoever? Is it even possible? Or are we missing something? In this class or in this video, we are going to tell you what happened. Today we'll break it down clearly so everybody can understand. First, let's start with this. Is phone tapping real? Yes. Phone tapping, phone interception is very real. Governments around the world have the ability to monitor calls. But listen carefully. It is not something an ordinary person can just wake up and start doing. No. It is not as if it is rice and stew. No. You can't just wake up, I will tap this person's call. No, no, no. It is not social media hacking. No. This is not password guessing. This is serious technical operation. You will get to know what is involved. Now, let's start with how do calls even work. Now, when you make a call, your voice does not travel like magic and just fly into somebody's phone. Your voice passes through telecom towers. You see the towers. Your voice passes through. It passes through switching centers, network servers. Your voice passes through all of these. Now, companies like MTN, Airtel, and Glo control that infrastructure. They are the ones that do the control. Now, if someone wants to intercept a call at that level, they must have these things. Access to telecom system for them to be able to do that. And they also have, in the case of government tapping people's call and, trying to intercept some criminals, there's government authorization or insider cooperation. So this is not something you buy in the market. No. I know the next question that is ringing on your mind. Can a private individual do it? Let's be honest. For an ordinary person, private citizen to directly tap a call, and that even that of the National Security Advisor's phone, that will require something. High-level surveillance equipment. Like I told you, it is not beans and bread. And the person must have access to restricted systems. It is not something, if I call some group of guys, let's tap. No, it requires sophisticated system to do that. And it also requires state intelligence tools. So these tools are usually controlled by security agencies, not individuals. So if it truly happened, it raises serious question, because either someone misused government tools That is what could have happened. Or there was an insider compromise. Or the situation is being exaggerated, probably. They have taken him to court. They have prepared charges. We will know what happened at the end of the day. So all these possibilities are serious. Now, some will ask, what about spyware? Yes, there is something called spyware. If someone gets physical access to your phone, tricks you into installing malicious software, or sends you dangerous links, your phone can be monitored. But we are talking about National Security Advisor here, Nigeria's National Security Advisor. This guy we are talking about is a top security official. Concerning him, his own is protected, monitored, and secured. So if such a phone was compromised, that is not a small issue. That becomes a national security problem. Now, here is another possibility. Sometimes what people call tapping is simply someone on the call recording it. Someone on the call recording it. Someone leaking information or political exaggeration. And that is different from technical interception. It could be that somebody overheard Ribadu or was recording what he was saying, or if this truly happened, or is just, trying to tell them, I can be able to trace whatever you are doing. It is different from the normal technical way of intercepting calls. Now, and in politics, words can be powerful weapons, the way it is presented. And let's look at it, why this is serious. If high-ranking security officials' phones can be intercepted easily, then ordinary Nigerians should be worried. Because you know what it means? There are weaknesses in the system. That is what it means. Or there is internal power struggle. Or there are sensitive tools are being misused. None of these options are comforting. Now let's look at it from the law side, or you say legal side. Under Nigerian law, unauthorized interception of communication is illegal. The Cybercrimes Act and the Communications Act both criminalize it. You don't have the right to intercept people's call. And that is why the DSS is treating it seriously. But now, the court will decide. Remember, was there actual interception? Was it exaggerated? These are political fallout. El-Rufai, I don't know whether to say El-Rufai don't enter, but we are looking at it. It's bigger than just one politician. It's about national security. What is happening now is about national security. It is about abuse of power and how technology is used in Nigeria. Meanwhile, like I said, let the court handle evidence. Let facts speak. Let emotions stay aside. At the end of the day, we will know whether they will seal it quickly like others, or it will. And remember that El-Rufai is an opposition as we speak. Opposition to the ruling government. And you know. Why we are doing this video is for you to know how these things work, because knowledge protects you. This is IGBO AREA TV. We explain, we analyze, and we do not panic. If you learned something today, share this video and follow for more clear explanations. Stay informed, stay alert, stay wise.